Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome, Joe here. In this video, we're going to be day trading ESE mini futures, and we're going to be trying to scalp as much profit out of the market as quickly as possible today. Today is Friday, March 11th, 2022. It's around 10:50 a.m. Pacific time, and we're gonna jump right into it. So here I have my Iron Beam account where I trade futures. If you're not familiar with futures, E-mini futures, well, they're very similar to stock options in the sense where they are contracts, so you are able to leverage your money. But unlike stock options, where the value of the contract of the stock options contract is affected by the price, obviously the price action, it's also affected by time value, time decay, and implied volatility and all that stuff. So I feel like it's a lot more complicated than futures. Futures is very straightforward. It's all price action. Despite you still trading a contract and it having an expiry date, there is no time decay really. There is no implied volatility. It's strictly on the price action. So we can see here that we're going to be day trading E-mini futures. So ES is the S&P 500, and one contract of the ESE mini, $1 move in the S&P 500 will give us a plus or minus $50 into our position. And these moves will move in ticks. So they will move in increments of 25 cents of the S&P 500, and each 25-cent move of the S&P 500 will give our position a plus or minus $12.50. So there is a big opportunity to make a lot of money really quickly, but there's also an opportunity to lose a lot of money really quickly. So I do encourage you to only, trade with what you're willing to lose and you can afford to lose. But we're going to be trying to be making money today, and we're going to jump right into it as quickly as possible. So yeah, let's do that. So I'm just looking at the S&P 500 right here for the ES for June 2022. And the same thing over here. So I have my chart here in Iron Beam, and then I have my trading section, advanced trader section here on the right. Down here will show my fills. So down here is where you will see my open positions and my closed positions, and also my profit and loss will be shown right here, my total profit and loss for the day. And then on this side here is just an order book for me to keep an eye on which orders I have open and stuff like that. That's pretty much it, you guys. A lot of people will have a lot of screens if they're day traders, and that's fine. But I don't think that having multiple screens is the do all or end all. Like, I feel like you can still day trade with one screen. Sometimes I do it on my laptop, and today we're going to just be doing it on this screen as well, just in this video. So here I have the S&P 500 on the daily chart. So these are all daily candles, and we can see that it goes all the way back here to October. So this is a high level macro view of the S&P 500, and we can go ahead and draw some support and resistance levels here if we want, and kind of get an idea of where the price action has been and where it might be going. So I could go in here and quickly draw some support and level lines. Like, it looks like it found some support here back in October. So we could draw a line here, and it looks like we're actually just testing that level right now pretty much, which is interesting, right? So we can also say that there was like an uptrend here, and now this is a downtrend. So this is a very clear downtrend here that we can draw a line on, and it's kind of hard to say exactly where it is, but try to do your best. This isn't gonna, these are all just trying to help us drain our day trade. So this is what I'm looking at right now on a macro view, but this is for long-term positions. We're going to be day trading, so we're going to zoom in right here, and we're going to be range trading. So we can trade this range within here, this kind of wedge, or we can trade the range of today's action compared to yesterday's action. So it looks like today we kind of almost broke highs, and it looked like we're gonna close higher than yesterday, but it came all the way back down, and now we're back within range from yesterday's range. And this looks pretty bearish at this point. This is the daily. We can look at the RSI down here. This is pretty much the only indicator that I keep an eye on other than these support and resistance levels. And yeah, so okay, right now it's hard to say where the market's gonna go from here. Tomorrow, is it gonna break below this level, or is it gonna find support here at 4,200 and tomorrow go up? Well, that's tomorrow, that's next week, that's more long-term investing or swing trading, and today we're going to be day trading. So we want to zoom right in here. So I'm going to jump into the 60-minute or 1-hour candle, and we can just kind of take a look at what's going on. Again, this isn't going to give us all of the answers. We can see that back in February 24th, there were more levels of support here. This could be an uptrend, but it's still being caught in this wedge right now, right? So we're going to zoom in. We're just going to zoom in. We can see that today is March 11th, and we're comparing it to yesterday, right? So yesterday it opened here, and it found a low at 4,200. And then the high was right here at 4,260. And then today it opened, it pushed higher, found pretty much big highs here at 43.20, and then came all the way back down here. So that's an interesting move. This is a big move. Again, a $1 move in the S&P 500 for these E-mini contracts is a plus or minus $50 into your position. So, this $50 move or whatever it is, that's a lot of money if you can catch that. But again, you can lose a lot of money too, so you need to be careful. And we're actually going to be scalping smaller increments. So another thing that I like to talk about is range trading, and which I've already mentioned. And there's different kinds of range trading, but again, I'm just going to zoom in here with the 15-minute candle now, so a bit more micro. And just kind of take a look at the waves here, see what kind of reactions they're having at different levels, and kind of try to predict what's going to happen next. Now, it's hard to say exactly what's going to happen. Anything can happen when you're trading. Even if you're super confident about, oh, it's going to go up from here, well, it can always go down, or vice versa. If you're super confident that it's going to go down from here, it can always go up. So nothing is guaranteed, and we're just going to try to find some high probability trades of high probability of wins. So yeah, let's do that right now. So this 15-minute candle, it looks like there's some waves. It looks like it retraced here, and it looks like it's breaking, lows here. So it'd be interesting to see if this will actually, maybe come down to 42.20, and we can maybe scalp that $10 move. So that's something that we could pretty much do right now. So let's try to do that. I'm going to go sell market. So I'm going to sell market at 4231 point whatever. And you can see that has been filled. So up here will show my open profit and loss for the position, and down here will also show my final profit loss for my position or for the day. Now I am on a sell order, so I want to protect myself, so I'm going to put a buy stop order. Because I have a sell position, I'm going to put a buy stop order to protect my position. So I will go buy stop, and because I got in at 4231, this line here is where my position is at. These moving buy and sell areas, this is where the price action is. This line is where my position is. So right now I'm in the green, and we're looking for this to kind of fail. But I'm going to put a stop buy order just to protect myself. Just give it enough space for it to do its thing, hopefully. Hopefully it stays below 4235. So there's my buy stop order right there. And we're kind of now fingers crossed our position holds. This kind of rejects coming back into this range and comes back down to 42.20. Anything can happen at this point. I am protected myself, so I'm limiting my loss, but my potential gain, I can trail this position and potentially make way more money than what I'm risking at this point. So, but I could also lose whatever this is. So this is a 5-point move, so it's a $250 risk at this point. I could move this up higher and hope that this keep my risk lower. But just for the case of this video, I'm gonna hope that this prediction is right, because this is a pretty bearish move. It would have been nice to catch that one. But hopefully we can still get another smaller push down after this one, because this is pretty bearish, and hopefully we can retest the lows of this candle over here, which would be around 42.20. So that would be a nice $500 or so win. But let's see, fingers crossed. So I'm sitting back, I'm watching the position because I already have my stop loss in there. And so I'm protected. Right now I'm just watching the position, and if it starts to move in the direction that I want it to, then I'm gonna start trailing that position and lock in profits and hopefully scalp as much profits as possible. This doesn't look good though. This is coming back up. I don't know where it's gonna go. Let's see here, these levels. Hopefully my stop is, I give it enough room. We always want the position to go straight into the direction that we bet it would go, as quickly as possible, but that's not always the case. So we do have to give these positions a little bit of room. Yeah, hopefully I've given it enough room for it to kind of, retrace a little bit here, but then continue on its downtrend. Anything can happen. Right now it's looking like this is going to come back up. But I've seen crazy things. Anything can happen. Even when it's looking like it's going your way, it can always turn back around. So that's why we try to trail our positions once it's in the green very closely, and that's why we have stop losses always, to always limit our risk, to always protect ourselves. That's the way I trade. Because there's no time decay, because there's no volatility in the price of these futures, it's strictly based on price action. It's a lot less stressful because I'm not worried about if this move takes too long, then I'm still gonna be down. No, if my stop doesn't get stopped out, then I have pretty much until the end of the trading day, which is in a couple of hours still. So I'm trading the end of the trading day. It's 11 a.m. on the Pacific time, but it's already 2 p.m. Eastern time, so the markets are going to close in a couple of hours or so. So this is the end of the day, the end of the trading day. That's usually when I like to trade, mainly because I'm on the West Coast and I don't want to get up super early to trade the morning. Around this time, lunchtime is good for me, and that's what I like to do. So we have plenty of time. We have 2 hours or so or whatever to. Oh, it looks like I might get stopped out here. Let's see. The RSIs here that I use isn't it's not the end all or be all. It's just here to kind of help me a little bit. So we could see that it was very overbought up here, and then it came all the way down, and you could have thought, oh, like here is now to buy, and you could have actually made decent nice little trade there, or over here as well. We're hoping for this to come back down here a little bit, and then maybe we'll even take a long position. So when I'm day trading E-mini futures, there's often times where I'm just going buy, and then if it hits, it hits. If it gets to a new level, I go sell, and I'm buying and selling, trying to scalp the ups and downs of the market, because very small moves in the S&P 500 when you're trading E-minis can mean, you know, $50, $100, hundreds of dollars, you know, with very small moves. You can also trade micros, which are a tenth of E-minis, so a lot less risk. So that's also an option if you want to start with that. Let's see if my position holds here. It looks like it might get stopped out, but I'm hoping that this just rejects and comes back down. Right now it doesn't look like that might happen, or maybe it will. You know, you don't know. This was kind of an aggressive trade. I would say probably not my best trade. Definitely more aggressive side. I think I was just, you know, I wanted to show you guys, you know, the potential of E-mini futures. So I kind of jumped into this one, but it can still work out. But yeah, let's see what happens here. Because this is a 15-minute candle, I'm also kind of keeping an eye out on the time and kind of trying to see like what kind of candle will this finish at, or like how much time is there still in this candle. So there's always ups and downs, and if you go into a smaller time frame you will see that, and you know, people trade in smaller time frames or in tick time frames, and you know, that's great. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. You will find your own preference. I just kind of like to look at the 15-minute candle for some reason. So yeah, I just keep an eye out on that and on the time, and just seem like, okay, well, you know, there's 5 minutes for this candle to close. It doesn't look like it's gonna push too much higher than what it's done now, so I'm pretty confident that it should, you know, go lower after this 15-minute candle is done, or you know, faster than that, hopefully. But those are just things that I'm keeping in mind. Again, we are just range trading, so you know, you could try to trade, you know, 42.30 to 42.40, or and then back down from 42.40 to 42.30 is a range. You can see that it kind of does trade in ranges, and waves. So you know, there are patterns that you can begin to recognize, or ranges of support and resistance that you can begin to recognize, and then it's just a matter of practicing your trades, being smart about it, not jumping into an aggressive trade like I did right now. It probably would have worked out a lot better if I hadn't done that, but I'm still in it. I'm still limiting my risk, so always limit your risk. Always put that stop order. You can do it right away if you want, just using these strategies, or you know, when you place your order. But I usually just like to get into a position and then put in my stop after that really quickly. But yeah, always have a stop to protect your position. And yeah, let's keep an eye on this trade. I feel like it might still work out. Look at this. It's, you know, we're at break even, and right now we're in the green. So that's good. Hopefully this comes back down, and yeah, just pushes lower, hopefully to 42.20 would be nice. I do believe the market is going to go lower, so a sell is a nice one to have, since my macro or high level view is I think the markets are going lower in the coming weeks. You know, it's a good thing to have a sell order in the day trading micro time frame as well. So when those two line up, that's always good, but you know, that's not, again, a be all end all. I'm more concerned on the micro and the waves in the micro and the levels and the ranges in the micro and yeah, but it's always good when the macro and the micro line up. So hopefully this trade pushes out. You know, we've been here for 20 minutes or so just talking, and I think we've been in this trade for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, so we want this to push lower and for us to lock in some profits and hopefully hundreds of dollars, and then we can walk away or keep trading. It's really up to you. The trading fees for futures, if you're using something like Iron Beam and just using their web version of their trading platform, then the fees aren't too bad. They're actually pretty low, in my opinion. So for the E-mini, I think it's like $1.25 each side, so $2.50 for in and out, which is pretty low, like considering it moves in increments of $12.50. Like even one tick profit. If you lock in a $12.50 profit, even after fees, you're still profitable with $10. So that's pretty good. And the micro E-mini, so the tenth of a contract of an E-mini, the micro E-minis also have very small fees as well to make up for the fact that there's smaller increments. So the fees are pretty good. So make sure you have good trading fees, or else they can really eat up into your profits. Yeah, so where are we on this position? It's still, Bulls and Bears are still battling it out. They don't know where it's going to go or where they want to go. There's still 3 minutes in this 15-minute candle, so I do see it maybe, trying to decide where it wants to go, but hopefully it, it tries to go higher, but hopefully it rejects that and just comes lower, crashing down. Let's see what happens here. See, if I was more concerned about trading the range of 42.30 to 42.40, I probably could have caught a better scalp there. But I kind of jumped into that because of this bearish candle here. It would have been nice to get into this bearish candle as soon as it broke below this 15-minute candle and just kind of taking it all the way down, especially after this big green. But I was betting like, this is gonna come down and maybe retest these lows, or break lower. So that's still what we're thinking it might do, as long as we don't get stopped out. Come on, let's get a profitable trade the first time. We all want that. Come on, Bears. Right now we're a bear, but 5 minutes from now we can be a bull. We'll see. If it comes down to 42.20 or 4200, at that point, you're kind of bullish. You're thinking, okay, this is going to react at this level. It has to kind of have some sort of reaction, even if it's for a minute or two. So, those are kind of levels that you can try to scalp and go in and out and buy and then sell and then buy. And yeah, there's a lot of opportunities in this market, and I've never seen anything like futures, like E-mini futures. I've invested and traded with stocks, with funds, with leverage funds, with stock options, and now with futures. And I have to say that futures is probably one of the best, if not the best, day trading tool. Got stopped out. Alright, so our first trade didn't work out. That was a little bit too aggressive and I was in the minus, but I got into another trade when it got a little bit closer to this 42.40. I got into another sell position, and we can see that now my position is up to 75, but for the day I'm only up about $50 at this point. I still am looking for this to push lower and break lows and me to lock in, hopefully a better profit for the day. So here's my stop loss for the stop. So because my position is in the green, the price is all the way here and I went down, I put a sell order here. So here's my buy stop. I am just going to start moving this into profit position, and so that no matter what I can lock in a profit for this trade. So I do really like this trade right now. It seems to be moving in the right direction. I can start trailing it pretty tightly, Again, this is my profit loss for the day after I hit a loss. I got stopped out in my first trade, and I was down about $200 or whatever it was. But I got into another trade pretty quickly after when it got to another level that I thought was a good level for a sell. And now we're locking that in. Hopefully, we can lock in big enough profit to make up for the previous loss and then some. But I do think we need to give this a bit of time, and we don't want to trail it too tightly either. We want to give it enough space for it to do its thing, while also trying to lock in profits as much as possible. So right now I'm up $112 for the day, and that's great. I'm looking for this to crash to 42.20, and that would be a very nice trade as well. But let's see. Let's see what happens here. It's below 42.30, which is a good one. I could even bring this, a little bit higher. It's probably going to battle the 42.30 range a little bit. Looks like I might get stopped out with some profits locked in, or, at least I made up what I lost before. I could have locked in that $100, but I thought it was going to go lower, so I didn't. Well, let's see what happens here. It's really, the bears and the bulls are saying, is it going to find support at 42.30, or is it going to go lower, or is it going to go higher? And they're really just going to battle it out for a bit. People are coming back from lunch, so this should make some sort of move, but I'm not sure which way it's going to go. It looks like it's breaking down below that wedge. We have that bearish wedge on the macro pushing this down. Nope, I got filled out. Okay, I'm still down for the day. Let's see if I can still get into a sell position here. I think it's still, even though the RSI, well, 4230, I mean, we can go buy. Let's go buy. I'm going to go buy market. So there's my position. I am going to put my stop order in. 4230.25 is my position, so I'm going to put it below 4230. So there's my stop loss here. We can see we're already in the green for this position. I could lock that in if I wanted to, but I want to make, I make a good trade here. I'm trying to right now, trying to get this to go back to 42.35 maybe, and scalp that $5 move, but we'll see. Looks like it's wanting to. I'm just going to move that in there and lock in some profit no matter what. As it moves up, I'm, deeper into the green. I will move up my trail stop to follow it very tightly. Alright, so I'm up $50 for the day. Let's see what we can do here. I do feel like it's hard to say what the market is going to do here. It might find some support. This might be a lower low. So, I mean, we could try to go higher. I like that. Let's go higher. So we are now in a long position at 42.32 and 25 cents. I'm going to put a stop order in, a sell stop at, again, below the 4230 line would be nice. So maybe 29.5. There's my stop. I'm in the green again. This might come back up here, you guys. That's the thing about day trading. Like, in a second, it can turn around, and that's why your position or your bias should also be able to turn around. But it does look, in terms of range trading, this 15-minute candle compared to this 15-minute candle, so far, it looks like it might go higher here. So maybe we can scalp this move to 42.40. Yeah, we'll see what happens here. So again, it's a matter of, sitting back and I have my stop loss, so I've protected my position. And matter of keeping an eye on it, and if it starts to move in the direction that you want it to enough, then lock in those profits. This looks like it might break up higher. There's only 3 minutes left in this 15-minute candle, so it looks like this might have a nice little move up to 42.40 maybe, and is a very nice round number. So just to test it as resistance and then maybe come down. That might be the move. Right now we're up $87.50 or $100 for the day. This is going to be my 4th trade, so it'll be about $10 in trading fees. So whatever this is, minus $10. So right now I'm up around $100. And yeah, I'm just looking for this to push closer to 42.40 to really, for this price to come all the way up here, and hopefully I can trail it and just lock in some pretty solid profits here. I need this to break up above 42.35 though. Let's see what happens. Oh, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. So I could come in here and be like, oh, I'm going to lock in some profits, and why not? 42.33, why not? Lock in those profits. Do it. Nothing wrong with taking money out of the market, right? So now I'm up $300. It's doing exactly what I thought it was going to do. That doesn't always happen, but it's nice to see. And because I've been limiting my losses, and my gains are, kind of unlimited as I trail it. Right now I'm up 387. Oh, this is really pushing exactly how I wanted it to. So I'm going to just keep trailing this, keep trailing, lock in as much as I can. And wow, this is a good move, making up for those losses. My first trade that I rushed into. And I'm probably, oh wow, this is a big move here. I'm just going to keep trailing nice and easy. Oh, and that was filled. So yeah, that was my trade. I'm up about $450 for the day so far after 4 trades, which is about $10 in trading fees. So I'm up about $440 for the day, US dollars. I've been trading for 45 minutes or so. So I'm gonna call it a day, and I think $450 for the day is pretty good. I could keep trying to scalp this market, and trust me, I do sometimes. Or people do this all day, but I'm pretty happy with $450. So I'm happy to walk away with that profit, come back later or another day after 4 trades. I don't want to overtrade, so yeah, I'm gonna walk away, and yeah, I'm happy with my 450 or 440 US dollars profit for the day in 45 minutes. And yeah, I hope you guys like this video. I hope you guys learned something. I hope you are intrigued about E-mini futures and trading ES or the S&P 500 E-mini futures. You can also trade other things like oil and gold or the NASDAQ. But I personally like to stick to the ES, E-mini futures. And yeah, if you like this video, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel too. Check out my other videos. And yeah, I'll be putting out more videos on day trading because I am getting into it more. And I put out other videos before, but it's more about long-term investing, which I think is where everyone should start. But if you're interested in day trading, or learning, definitely check out E-mini futures and look into it. And definitely make sure you're subscribed to the channel, because I'm going to be putting out more day trading videos showing you how I scalp, hundreds of dollars a day, pretty quickly and pretty easily with day trading E-mini futures. All right, that's it, you guys. I will see you next time. Thanks again for watching. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. All right, cheers.